How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you something that I've never really done before, which is going to be a build guide based on a character from something else for Elden Ring. And today's video, as you've seen from the thumbnail and title, is Darth Maul. As a massive Star Wars fan, I thought it was only right to start with a Star Wars themed build. The build features double-bladed weapons, acrobatic combat moves, and a fashion set that arguably is probably the closest you're gonna get. And I found the sliders and the fashion guide online on Reddit. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I feel this build really does it captures that menacing Darth Maul look, and again, how quickly you absolutely melt enemies. You're not going to be looking elsewhere really for any form of help. I managed to complete the game very quickly with this. However, if you want to see a full playthrough, let me know in the comments below. For our primary weapon, we will be using Eleonora's pole blade and also the twin blade in the early game, and that basically matches up to the double bladed lightsaber. And once you've played through the DLC, or if you've got a friend who can drop it for you, the dry leaf arts will be our kind of backup for bleed resistant enemies. I've got those occult infused, which is pretty cool. It's really nice to use it and just see the health pulls dropping rapidly. So for fashion, we're going to be using the astrologer's hood, and then the rest of the body armor, arms, legs is all going to be from the Knight's Cavalry set. And stat distribution, again, the stat distribution has been based on my own kind of input. I only kind of got the sliders and the fashion from Reddit, but I've gone for 60 vigor, 24 endurance, 53 dexterity including talismans, and then arcanes at 50, and any other points you can pop into mind. If you want to use certain spells, you can go for intelligence or faith, but all in all, you only really need those stats to aim for. I got the build, I think it was to 176 or 173, but you could probably pull off the build at 150 if you want to invade with it, for example. And the beauty of this build really lies in how versatile it is. You've got aggression with the dry leaf arts, you've got a double bladed weapon which builds up a lot of bleed, and you've also got the bleed of Eleonora's pole blade, which is crazy. Bloodblade Dance as the Asher War is phenomenal against enemies who are weak to bleed. And then you can always use the twin blade with Blood Flame Blade on bosses like Melania who are weak to fire damage, or tree avatars, things like that. So throughout the video, I'm going to be using the Lord of Blood's Exaltation, Rotten Wingsword Insignia, Militant's Prosthesis, and the Shard of Alexander. On top of that, I have also got the Great Shield Talisman for bleed resistant bosses, and swap that out for Lord of Blood's Exaltation as and when you need to use it. And that's it really in regards to the build. You can just use the weapons however you want. If you want to play like you're playing Night Rain and just hit at every opportunity you can, because you've got 60 vigor, you can take a couple of hits. If you want to play tactically, you can drop that vigor down to get to an even lower level, 125 for invasions, for example, and you're going to be able to really get the results you're looking for from a build that doesn't arguably take that long to get online. I mean, the twin blade is in Lake of Gil, so you get that right at the beginning of the game. Started with Bandit just for the high dex and arcane stats, but if you want to go a bit more optimal, maybe Hero could be the better option for yourself as well. All in all, like I said, the build itself, I absolutely blitzed through the game, but if you do want to see a full run through on either live streaming it, or if you want to see maybe a multi-part series, just let me know. If you want to see kind of just an edited down version of it as well, let me know. I'm going to be aiming to get one of these build guides out at least once per week, on top of working on some bigger videos for you guys as well. Thank you for watching.